Hi and welcome to It Matters. Today I'm talking to the founder of The Farm, a very unique concept, Pooja Bhale. Welcome Pooja to the show.
Thank you, Zara. Pleasure.
So Pooja, let's start with how you would describe The Farm for our viewers.
Well, honestly, the farm's something people need to visit. But simply put,
I agree with that.
it's 2.5 acres of a. It's a labor of love. It's a vision born out of a lot of passion, and 2.5 acres of complete organic, completely. A space which is very tied into its animals. So most often we ask people, so do you like animals? And they say yes. I said, no, do you like animals enough that they'll be in your bed and on your dining table while you're eating? So we have about 40 animals, and we have planted over 1,400 trees over the last 6 or 7 years. Now 1,400 isn't a very large number when you think of, the crores of trees that are being planted here and there. But the aim is each has been chosen, planted, looked after and surviving. We are home to tons of birds and so on. So it's a little slice of paradise for me as far as I'm concerned, in the middle of the city. So we're 10
You also
minutes.
live here, right?
I live here. I shifted here a few years ago now. Yeah.
Wow. Let's talk about, you have this amazing little space that we just visited. It's called a community supported farming or agriculture. What is the experience like for people who come from crowded cities and they're spending the weekend here? How is it for somebody who's never planted a herb or a tree? What do you see them experience here?
So I think it'll be worthwhile saying what gave rise to that. So it's called community supported agriculture and conscious living. And it was born out of, Zara came to the farm, felt really lovely, and went back to the madness. So how to create a long-term engagement was how the CSA was born.
Okay.
And people come here, and we've had little kids who have said that I will not waste my green leafy vegetables because 3 hafte lage to grow them.
Oh.
So they're like, I don't want to waste it. It takes effort to grow it. We had people who, used to come with folded hands and say that I don't want anything to do with the land. And by the end of 2 weeks, they're, furiously working in the soil. So that's what the earth does. So honestly, people ask me, what do you do about it? The earth does everything. So people farm, put their hands in, take time off. We've had people say that we feel relaxed. I don't feel stressed when I'm farming with the soil and so on. So the idea is to give people a moment.
Have you noticed that these people who've come here had this experience, they keep coming back? Do they go ahead and continue with it even in their city space or flats, and even if it's 2 plants, 3 plants, tiny things?
We're trying to get people to understand that the farm's a mind space and that it needs to move away from being at the farm itself. It's a slow process. People are very, very closed to sustainability and living consciously. We are addicted to complaining as a bunch of people, right? So but the moment the solution's there, we won't take that solution so easy. So this season, we gave people seeds to take home and said that you have to grow these, and this is to remind you of your 5-month commitment to your membership. So some people grew them. So 70-80% of our members grow them and do come back and renew as well. But you always have that dropout rate.
You have, like you just said, you have over 40 animals here. What do you experience when you see children who've never lived with a pet, and the joy, or what is that like when they're interacting with animals? Because there's a lot of apathy within city limits when it comes to animals. What has your experience been that when you introduce, young children around pets?
It's interesting, Zara. The more I work with people, the more I realize that it's not children who are scared of animals. It's the adult who will say, "Kutta kaatega, don't go there, it's scary." Or just the way we feel about the dark, don't go into the dark. It's fed into us. So almost 99.9% children that have come to the farm and might have come to the farm with fear have left with being in love with the dogs, or have gone and met the animals. And animals are beautiful. They are unconditional, they're non-judgmental, so they will spend time with the child so compassionately. We had this girl who had ataxia, which is a coordination concern, neurological concern, and one of our dogs, Shera, he patiently sat with that girl for 2 whole hours while she just stroked his head, and she was just there. And he didn't move an inch. I mean, a poor guy wanted to pee, he didn't move. He was just sitting with this little one. And the little one, by the end of it, was just feeling lighter. She was sitting there calmly, and her mom was like, she's never sat so quietly. So I don't even understand the limit to what animals make children happy. Some of our animals, like Oslo, the adopted, I believe my animals adopted me. And so Oslo, who adopted me about 6 years back, more people know him than they know me. Log aate hain to say, where's Oslo? We're here to meet Oslo. So it's beautiful. I mean, that's what the farm
You
started off.
you also have goats.
We have 3 goats, yeah. Cute little goats. Now 3. We had 5, we have 3 now.
They are living with a lot of dogs. Are the goats acting like dogs or the dogs acting like goats? Because I'm guessing it's like one big pack looking out for each other.
So my cats certainly act like dogs. They have
Oh.
a recall and they come for walks with me. So we have 29 cats, give or take between 25 to 29
There's a
cats
lot of
at the farm.
adaptation going on because I saw some of the animals and they're so happy and cohesive. There's absolutely no, I don't see the friction. And that's how I think humans are as well. We are animals. I have been walking around, there's no friction no matter what. And I love the space you created. What are these some other events that you hold or programs that you hold that are more weekend based or half an hour based? What are the different type of programs that people can be involved in?
So we have something that we commit to every 15 days is the new moon meditations and the full moon meditations.
Okay.
So the organization, the parent organization of the farm works in spiritual ecology.
Okay.
So the aim is what is within is without. So we work with the full moon and the new moon for meditations. We work with film screenings. So we'll screen a short film for people to come out to the farm. Our idea is move away from concrete, loud spaces and come to a space like the farm to unwind. So those are the commitments we make with film screenings and the meditations. We also do stuff with day visits, night visits, overnight stays. So we have 4 cottages that people can stay with. So we have a lovely little tree house, which is great fun for kids. They're like, whoa, I'm going to live in a tree house finally.
Oh, I have to
So-
say, I've been noticing, and I also read in a lot of the articles that are written about you, you have avoided buying new stuff. You have tried to reuse whatever was discarded by people. You've taken up stuff that was discarded by construction areas. Why is it so important for you to not go after material? In building such a safe space, you're still trying to keep away from all things material.
So there's a concept called externalized cost, which is essentially any material has a cost associated behind it of production, manufacturing and of disposal. So our idea was to upcycle whatever has been thrown out, and it's crazy. I have a scrapyard of my own right now. Like I can start a scrapyard of myself, man. And everything. So 90% of the farm is built from things that people have thrown away, including chadars that we get, including towels that we use. I just haven't bought. I've decided not to buy any new clothes off lately because people are throwing those away too. And the idea was simply to keep our externalized cost less. And I think the reason people feel the depth of the farm is because the earth responds. She responds to minimum destruction. So the farm's also created out of minimum destruction, but we have not destroyed externally either. You know, the larger carbon footprint is also very minimum.
Well, there are a lot of people living here, but it doesn't feel like anybody's being invasive of the nature that they're around. It's almost like you and everybody living here is living according to the comfort of the trees, the bushes that are growing, the dogs that are running. It's a very
I had
peaceful.
to train them. People come and ask me, "Ye chhad do kya? Ye nikal do kya? Just take this branch out. It's in my way." I said, "No, you change the road. The branch will not move. You figure out a way to move around that branch." So the staff has also started coming around and understanding that there's no way I can tell her that I'm cutting the tree because it's in my way. I'm gonna have
Just
to
figure another way out.
figure out a better way to do this. Can the cat get up, please? I want to sit. I said, "No. You find a different place to sit." It's as simple as that. So
You and I had this amazing conversation that's very important to me, where you talk about awareness. How would you define the kind of awareness you want people to feel, even if they're here for half an hour or an hour? What do you want them to take away, even if they don't make any changes back home?
So, Protecterra, the organization, has always believed that people do only as much as they're aware of. If we are not aware of our impact, if we are not aware of the choices that we have, we're not going to be able to make a change. It's unfair to ask somebody to make a change to what they don't know.
Yeah.
So the farm is born out of 3 visions of love, awareness and learning. So love for the self, because what is within is without. So if I'm waking up with a generally angry space of mind, I'm going to perceive the world as a pretty crappy place too.
Yeah.
So a love for the self, a love for the planet, an impact and an awareness about our impact on the planet, and a learning from each other, but a learning from her. So people's, one of the common questions that everybody asks me is, what do you gain from the farm? I said the biggest thing I've learned from the farm is unconditional love and patience. That's what the animals in the trees teach me every day. Patience and unconditional love. And if people can just take back a smile, literally it's that simple for me. If people can come here, forget what happened in the city from Chandni Chowk to where we are, that drive itself calms you down because it's a quiet road. And then once you enter the farm, if by the end of 15 minutes of being here you feel a little lighter, my job's done. It's as simple for me.
It really is. I've been here for an hour and there is a different feel to it. You almost feel like everything that the baggage I was carrying is back there. I didn't bring it back here. The conversation of sustainable living, sensitization towards animals, there are so many more issues that we can go about. Where do you think we are lacking as a society, or where should we start? You've done this, but for people who can't make so many changes, what are the changes they can make or they can take back with them?
So that's a biggie, right? Not everybody is a complete whack job like me to come live in a tent or have the luxury.
I didn't say that, you did.
I did.
just
I
wanted
promise
to
you,
say-
I did. I think I'm completely a whack job, but live in a tent with animals. So a lot of people always come around and say, "Yaar, hum puja nahi hai. We can't do this. We like our creature comforts." I think it starts with and thanks to Daddy Dear to have a piece of land so close which I can use. So not everybody has that privilege or luxury. I think it comes down to individual choices, because a lot of people talk about akele kya kare, how is one person going to make a difference.
Yeah.
And I'm always brought back to the quote by Margaret Mead that never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Throughout history, that's the only thing that has. So I give a mathematical figure, and we went to the same school and my math sucks. But
Mine
essentially
does too, but our school has, you don't blame the school. It has nothing to do with our school.
I don't drink bottled water or drink tea or coffee. I haven't in the last 16, 17 years now. So if a person like me would drink 3 cups of tea a day, you do the math, 7 3s are 21, 21 into whatever, 30 days and so on. And we're looking at about 20,000 cups of tea lesser on the planet. You're looking at 20,000 bottles lesser on the planet by one lifetime of say 50 or 60 years. So when you start showing people the individual difference of choices, and every choice, can I choose, at least as the privileged, can I choose better clothing, can I choose better food, can I choose organic food, can I choose lesser packaging? There are multiple choices. It's about consciously becoming a consumer who is choosing wisely. It's impossible to tell people not to aspire. I can't come and tell somebody aspirations mat
Very
rakho. So you have aspirations, can you choose kinder aspirations?
Make
Can you
better
choose
choices.
conscious options is what I keep trying to tell people. And it's not difficult, yeah. It's not difficult to, you have to connect people, no? If I just keep telling you don't use plastic, it's not good for the planet, until and unless you don't understand how it impacts you, you're not going to make a difference. So the job that we do is connect that dot to people and say this affects you and this will matter to you in the long run, or even has started mattering now. So I keep telling children it's not climate change, it's climate changed. Ho gaya, it's over. It's happened already. Yeah, conscious choices, I think, at every step. How you walk on the path at the farm, like when kids come to us, do not pluck the flower. Why? So I pluck a hair and tell them, see, does that hurt? And they're like, yes, Pooja, it hurts. I said, same way the plant's feeling. So the same way the dog's going to feel. So you have to connect people to it. Talking and preaching is not enough. And
I couldn't agree more. I think these conversations are extremely important. I mean, when you come to a place like this, you can live it. Like you said, you are making sure that they have the experience of what it is that they need to understand. Thank you, Pooja, for all the time you've given us. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
And I know there's a lot more to discuss here, especially given the kind of experiences I know I can have if I come here for a weekend, which I will soon. But we had to start somewhere because it matters.
absolutely. Thank you, Zara.
Thank you.
Real pleasure.